Welcome to Paradice, specifically to Adrift in Aldhalor, our weekly actual play D&D show, set in our homebrew world of Aradun, sometimes called Arden. Our music is licensed through Musicbed.com. We use Bardly to distribute it amongst ourselves, and occasionally we use TabletopAudio and Syrinscape for Ambience. I'm going to bring the whole crew in because Shannon is running a little bit late because she's getting her little ones to bed. And I'm going to have Stefan read our typical announcements.
Whoa, thanks, Sean. Yeah, I'll read announcements.
This is the script that Shannon left him.
Yeah, I'm definitely reading it verbatim, including this part right now. She wrote this out because she's so forward-thinking and on top of it and organized and knows. So Underground Oracle Publishing
even wrote the awkward
first partner. Yeah. They are a tabletop role-playing game publisher, creating new worlds in their Cypher system and beyond. For as little as $3, you can become a member through their website and gain early access to this developing TTRPG and each of the worlds they create. Next up, we have Eddie Yorke. He is a character artist, and he's done our character art too. Yay! You can see him in the load screen and in the bottom of the corners. He's an illustrator based in the UK. That's United Kingdom, for people that don't understand what UK means. Who makes art for games and books. To visit his portfolio and get in contact with him, visit eyorke.com. And then we've got 1985 Games. They create affordable, accessible, high-quality accessories for Dungeons & Dragons and other tabletop role-playing games. I just went to their website, and they have a big 25% off their premium mystery dice, which is like, who doesn't love mystery dice to begin with?
Yeah.
Who doesn't love premium? But to put them together, it's gambling. It's like gambling. So go gamble on their website by buying bags of mystery dice or some of their other high-quality accessories. Sean has used their NPC cards, so we 100% fully endorse everything and anything they do. Isn't that right, Sean?
Yeah.
Hey, they're good guys.
Anything they do with their NPC cards.
Oh, yeah, with their NPC cards. That's the only thing we fully endorse. And their mystery grab bags, maybe. If they send us each one for free. Well, you can't get things for free, but if you use the code paradiceprod at the end of your checkout, you can get 10% off your entire order. We've got VODs. We've got stuff on YouTube. I just saw something went up last week. And we are on social media and other places.
Yep. Last week's episode should be going live soon, within the next few days. And yeah, we're back on top of the VOD. So those of you out here who enjoy us on YouTube, you will be able to keep up. It was like a solid 6 months where we didn't have our VODs up, but more than that. But they're fully up to date now, or will be with the last week's episode, which I just uploaded. It just needs to be edited. All right. With that, I think we can jump into our session.
Yay.
Last we left off in the adventures of Iron and Mana. Combat continued in the lighthouse fort. Mainly, we were completing that combat, dealing with the AAC in the lighthouse district to free up Fyrn's fortress and the Alumno Defiance forces to help with the rest of the city. Many different moments popped up. Fyrn unleashing some fury of the north on anyone within reach of his Ildagnir. Jacquette jumping to and fro from the fight, dealing with the different strategic moments like turning off pylons and deciding when was appropriate to attack in his invisible state. And Saskia teleporting around. Although she did go down a few times, our clever cleric was there to keep her alive. But ultimately, you defeated the forces that were garrisoned here, with Jacquette getting the kill on the Violet Vanguard Knight and taunting his ally, or now ally, Captain Hastings, who failed to kill anybody in the fight, I think, or at least on the main battlefield. His forces did secure the right flank to ensure that any reinforcements would not join the fight.
The weakest flank.
It was the weakest flank, but they also dealt with the people inside the house who never joined the fight because of that. But in the process, some of the AEC guards did drop their weapons upon killing the Violet Vanguard. Specifically, the one of most note was the arcane trick shot that Jacquette was taunting the entire fight while he was invisible, standing next to him, imposing disadvantage. But the fight has come to a conclusion. You have freed the Lighthouse District of the presence of the AEC. Reunified with your allies in the fort, as well as Captain Hastings' forces, and it is only about midday. So the fight is concluded. Iron and Mana, what would you like to do?
Can I go find my homie, the Green Knight?
Sorry, just grabbing my notebook. Yes, I'd say as soon as the indication that the fight has been concluded, which would be through the chorus of cheers from the Alumno Defiance, cheering on Iron and Mana particularly. They are not just cheering for their own victory, but for your timely support here. The gates open of the fortress, and your forces would join you, Fyrn, since they're only about 150 feet or so from the current location. And Balfour would be amongst them.
Balfour, yeah. I'm just taking stock to make sure everybody's okay at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not too worried about Captain Hastings, but
Sure.
I saw him during the fight, so I'm whatever. Balfour's okay. Is what do you call it? Fiora with us or no? Did she stay at the tavern?
She would have stayed at the tavern because she's still recovering. It's only been a day or so since you found her.
Okay. So yeah, I think I would take I would go up to the Violet Knight's armor and start doffing him to collect it, because I already had one set of this armor, so I'm adding to my collection.
Yes, you can doff the armor.
And I'm gonna bring it back into the fortress, and as I walk by Balfour, I say, "You've done well, Farseer. Thank you for holding the line."
Well, of course, Bruce. I almost called you Bruce. Of course, Finn. Your forces are mighty in the fortress. These puny AEC stood no chance.
That's what I like to hear. We've trained them well, have we?
Yes. Well, they have the heart of the community in their minds. They seek to do good versus these cowards from the Avenir who seek only to harm. But how goes the fight down here? Is the entire district been cleared?
It seems that we're safe for now in the Lighthouse District. We were able to cut off their source of reinforcements, but there's still that repairing ship in the harbor that could cause problems, and we don't know how it looks in other parts of town.
Well, I saw Jacquet's message in the sky, or I presume it was from Jacquet, given his proclivity for mockery and taunting. Hopefully the other AEC agents within the city will heed his warning, since you've cut off their reinforcements. But that ship out there, perhaps they are just biding their time until they can receive reinforcement from that ship.
It would be well of us to take this time that we have and make the most of it. Prepare the fortress with the shields and weaponry of our enemies and get ready for the next battle.
Aye, well, your forces in the fort are ready to be put to work.
And without, consulting the Captain Hastings or the Alumno Defiance members, Fyrn's just going to, immediately start doing that to see, how much he can really recover, because he's assuming that they're doing the same thing.
Yeah, you would see the Alumno Defiance, they are already starting to, look over the pylons, look over the arcane cannons. They are disarming the bodies of the AEC agents, bringing the bodies over to lay them out. They are definitely of the same mindset, although they don't have a fort on the surface to reinforce, so they don't necessarily. They really are just looking at these items to understand them.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish what you're gonna do.
Yeah, Fyrn would just, guide his, men to do, to pick up the most important stuff that he can, and just, make sure everything gets inside of the fortress. Whether, we're gonna distribute it with them or not, he just wants to make sure everything's secure.
Yeah, some of the Alumno Defiance are falling back to their camps to keep that manned, so that there's not some AEC or Kirinor offensive that traps you guys in the Lighthouse District.
Is Hastings in the vicinity?
Yeah, he's sitting on one of the disabled arcane cannons right now, smoking his pipe.
Great victory here today. How many men did you lose?
Well, with your party distracting the main forces of the AEC and the Violet Vanguard, we only lost 1 or 2 men. The right flank was not particularly hard to overcome, although they fought hard and they injured many of us with their cannons, but we were able to overcome them.
Glad to hear that you did so well. I would say, obviously, collect their bodies. Once this fight is won for the city, perhaps I can work my blessing and try to give them back to you, as I've done before. When I spoke with, or in my dealings with...
Cade.
Cade, thank you.
You should write it down. Yes, Cade has been telling me of your methods and your power. I can't say that I'm as convinced as he is, but certainly not uninterested. My curiosity is, of course, piqued. We will bring the men we've lost, the men and women we've lost, to you for once the city is reclaimed. I'm sure we may lose more moving forward.
We certainly have not won yet. But we should lick our wounds, but not for too long.
Yes, it is uncertain what the leadership of this city will do, since they are holed up in the Admiralty Court. Do you have any means of communicating with them?
Unless you have sending.
I do. I should
Oh.
have something. I think I picked it up as soon as we lost our
Alex.
little scaly friend. Wait. I do have it.
I could just fly over there.
Don't do that.
Well, I think
Yes, I believe there's a way I can try to reach out to the Admiralty Court and see what the situation is.
just to understand that situation.
It was going to be my suggestion for our next plan of attack. If we try to liberate the Admiralty Court, there's some useful individuals within the academy that could help us take the front gate. I'm not sure if we take the front gates, the people being kept outside, how useful they'd be trying to take the fight to the Admiralty Court from there.
Well, depending on what the garrison looks like at the gatehouse of the Admiralty Court, perhaps we could split our forces. The Alumni Defiance could take the front gate while you take the lighthouse or the Admiralty Court. What really matters is the condition of that vessel out there. We don't know when it will be a danger again. So taking both more swiftly might be wise.
That's a fair point.
That Jacquet will join. He's got that AEC member kind of by the collar as he's walking down, and he goes, "See, this is who was next to you the whole fucking time. This is why you couldn't hit anything. A sweet little tabaxi." As he kind of like pushes him over to the other two captured AEC members, and he goes, "Hastings is right though. That dreadnought is the biggest issue we have to deal with. But you've dealt with them before. You saw what our friend Sigil did. How long do you think until they're back and operational?"
Well, in our efforts during the Alumno Resistance, these dreadnoughts, their interiors are very delicate, despite how thick their shields are. And if he has dealt sufficient damage, then it's certain that the vessel will not be at its full power anytime soon. But it doesn't mean that they can't utilize what resources they have if they just get their arcane engines back up.
So, if you were in this position, how would you deal with it? You are in this position. How would you deal with it?
Well, unless we have some heavy reinforcements coming by sea, the only means would be to sneak into the vessel and ensure that arcane engine is not operational and is completely destroyed. If the arcane arsenal is completely disabled, then they will have no choice but either to surrender or flee their ship. Because they will no longer be able to teleport the vessel, no longer be able to utilize any of its magic or any of its more offensive weaponry. These vessels are often mostly manned by, he looks over to Septimus, Machina, with a garrison of Kirinor troops inside, mostly for security, over actually piloting the vessel. The one Kirinorian agent is usually whatever navigator they have, which is a high-powered wizard of sorts.
But if we got on that ship and made it to the engine and destroyed it, it would no longer be a threat.
Correct. I'm sure the Kirinor forces on the vessel would either retreat through likely teleportation magic, or they would fight to the bitter end. But they tend to retreat when they see that they don't like losing Kirinorian soldiers because they are very expensive to train to the level that they expect.
But they're willing to lose something as large as a dreadnought?
Well, they could also potentially, and he kind of looks at you with a sigh of like, once they've discovered you've infiltrated it and that they are at threat of losing it, Kiranor's protocol is to destroy their vessels if they are at risk of being put into enemy hands and cannot teleport away. If the arcane engine is turned on and they see that they're losing, they will simply teleport the engine away. The vessel away. If they can't do that, they will most likely overload their arcane engine and destroy the entire thing and anyone who's foolish enough to stay on board.
And it's manned by Machina, Jacquet says, giving a side eye to Septimus.
As I said, I felt its presence.
Now, these are typically... There is a discernment there. These are not wild Machina. These are new age Machina, ones that Kiranor has created. I don't know if that matters for your religion, but they have a little bit more control over them than a wild Machina. At least they did when I faced them.
I figured as much, but I'm sure that if I meditate for a while, I can try to think of a way that I might be able to subvert their loyalty.
Be pretty hard for them to destroy their engine if they have a whole crew of Machina causing a ruckus.
This is true.
And I think it would be much greater prize to capture the dreadnought than destroy it. Don't you agree, Septimus?
Wholeheartedly. That way it gives this city a better chance to defend itself from a second wave of attack.
And it's a nice big fuck you to Kiranor, which is kind of more what I was envisioning. But yeah, defending the city is also good.
It might also inspire greater retribution from them, but I think that's going to happen regardless.
Yes.
We are certainly exhausting. They're underestimating us. We need to think more tactically in the future.
Well, the dreadnought isn't something that we're going to take care of right now. First, I think you all need to rest a little bit. And I'm going to go talk to our new friends. As Jacquet stalks over to the AEC members that we captured.
Mm-hmm. So, you drag over the trick shot with you, and I imagine the other two are just tied up, up against a wall. They are all clearly exhausted from the fighting, with their own wounds, but they're all bound and just sitting there, kind of avoiding eye contact with anybody watching them, with two Alumno Defiance members who've just been standing, flanking them.
So Jacquet walks over and pushes down the trick shot, and he's like, that's very good information, very good information. Okay. So, how about the other two? What can you all tell me about your little coup d'etat you're enacting here?
Sorry, I'm looking for a pen.
Uh-oh.
Just because I know you're going to ask their damn names. Well, just in case.
I think Fyrn would probably be wrapping up with Balfour at this point, and maybe would join Jacquet just to stand there and look menacing, as he is wont to do.
Sure. So as you throw down the trick shot and you ask them what they know, there is just an extended awkward silence as they look to each other and to you, and you can see the fear welling in their eyes, but immediate training is to resist interrogation.
I mean, so remind me, we have the trick shot. We captured an enforcer.
Trick shot, one enforcer, and another trick shot.
Okay. Do they have like some kind of insignia or badge that shows like, you know, rank or something?
Yeah, so the enforcer actually has like decent armor on, while the other two just have simple leather armor. With the enforcer having a like a shoulder cloak that hangs over the armor that indicate that their rank. That has it's not the same violet of Kirinor, but it is a similar, like a deeper purple. Their armor is not dyed and tinged or enchanted like the armor of the Violet Vanguard. It's just simple half plate armor that he's wearing. But yes, there is a clear indication of which one is the ranking officer. And like, even when they're looking to each other, like that one is a little bit more confident and like specifically looks to, like, he gives a look to them to be like, you know what we're supposed to do.
Right. And that's the enforcer, right?
Correct.
Okay. And he goes, "Oh, come on. They don't even tell their big shots? You gotta know something. Come on, big guy. What's your name?"
He looks up at you, and like all their helmets are off, and you can see who they are. So you have this enforcer is a of elven lineage, not a halcyonic elf. He looks like he's probably of like Gwyn ancestry or something like that. The other two are humans. One is a woman who they all have like short cropped hair, but the two trick shots look younger than the elf in the middle, who actually looks like a little older even for an elf. Even though everyone knows Gwyn elves, they age pretty much similar to humans. They're not like halcyonic or Elysian elves who live 1,000+ years. He looks like he's probably, they still age more gracefully than humans. So like an older Gwyn elf is going to look more like someone in their 40s than someone in their 60s and 70s. And they live just a touch longer than humans. But he finally just sort of looks you in the eyes finally and just... "Aloris. My name is Aloris."
Well, Aloris, as you can see here, we're gonna win. And I would prefer to win with the least amount of casualties. Both for my friends here, he says, gesturing both to Fyrn, Septimus, and the Alumno Defiance, and to your friends, he says, pointing to both the arcane trick shots. So, if you could help me out with a little bit of information, a little bit of understanding, I think that I can prevent a lot more people from dying. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
No persuasion roll necessary, given I know that it's going to be pretty damn high regardless.
Sure.
He kind of looks to his two, subordinates and looks at you and says, "You are not wrong, Jacques Touchard.
He knows my name.
We know you. Everyone in the AC knows Iron and Mana. You're not wrong that you will most likely win today. But it is a long war ahead, potentially. And I don't know if you'll win that war. So, us divulging secrets or any information will save us today, but I don't think it will save us tomorrow."
That's a fair enough point. But do you think whether or not you divulge secrets, you'll be saved anyways? I mean, come here. And he kind of like pulls him up and brings him over so he's a clear view of the harbor. And he points to the dreadnought and he goes, you see that? See that out there?
Yes.
Right. So that's a Halcyonic dreadnought, right? Which I'm sure you're familiar with. But Halcyon, to my understanding, is not Avenir. Halcyon cares about one thing. Halcyon. And I think in this war, you're right. There is a chance we lose. But in us losing, everyone else that isn't them loses. And that includes you. I've seen the way those fuckers work. They're mad, man. They're elitists. I mean, just ask these guys, and he gestures to the Alumni Defiance. They pick who's in and who's out. And right now, between you and me, I think the people that are in worship devils. So unless you've been worshiping devils, I fear you're out.
And as you say that, like, one of the Alumno Defiance guards comes up next to Loris, and does like surprisingly like a tactful person. Like, you'd think he'd come over and be like, "Yeah, man." He like puts a hand on his shoulder, and looks at him and just says, "You're a pawn, and they wanted you to die today." And like, Loris does look very like demoralized by all of this. You know, as someone who probably took a good paying job as an enforcer for the AEC, thought he's gonna spend his life just protecting a power plant and like not have to see this, maybe have to kill a few you know, Aradunai here and there. He looks and he sighs. It seems all futures are uncertain for anyone on these islands. But I suppose seizing one more day is more important. What do you want to know?
And Jacques brings him back to his two companions and kind of sits him down, offers him... Jacques doesn't really have a drink on him. Offers him like a water skin or something. And he goes, so I understand that you had some goals here, right? You were to take the lighthouse fortification. Some of your comrades were to take the entrance to the lighthouse district. Others to take the gatehouse. And it looks like there was conflict up at the Admiralty Court. What exactly are your fellows' goals at those other positions? What are their standing orders that you know of?
The initial orders were to take the gatehouses of the Admiralty Court in the city in order to isolate the leadership of the city away from the lower city and to peacefully control the refugees outside to ease the transition, to allow them back into the city on our terms. Taking of the Lighthouse District was in order to take out your seat of power in the city, or isolate it from the rest of the city, all in an effort to wait for reinforcements. This was not supposed to happen today, though. We were surprised when this was put into action, when we were warned with very short notice that Kiranor was initiating their plans. The alliance with Kiranor is to give us Hyven, the port pearl of the Aldhalor Islands, which would give them a positioning of strategic advantage in subjugating the entire island into their empire. The north is incapable of any sort of resistance. Asia is the food source for the Zon. Without it, the Zon are no more than pirates. And with that leverage at the negotiation tables, we could get the governor to agree to certain things, and Hyven was to be given to Avenir. And Avenir would rule this island for Kyrano.
Okay. And your commanding officer, as it was, I assume, was Mr. Desario, correct?
Correct. He was in charge of the occupation until reinforcements arrived.
And with his demise, who would be the next in charge?
I would presume this would go to Dakaran, Captain Dakaran, who leads the security forces of the AAC in Hyven. And if I were to guess where he is at the Admiralty Court garrison.
Oh,
Okay. And gesturing to the corpse of the Violet Knight, now stripped of his armor.
Mm-hmm.
The fancy guy over there. What's their deal? They don't seem to mesh with your aesthetic.
Well, I'll admit that we have not had a smooth joining of forces. The Kiranorian forces don't... And he kind of looks at the Alumno Defiance guard who said, "You were meant to die today," have as much interest in protecting our people. And for all my loyalties and training to the company, I care a lot more about the men and women around me. So he looks to the two next to him. We were promised this would be a quick victory that would be praised upon liberating the city and bringing them into a bountiful relationship with a greater empire.
Well, lucky for you, there's still a chance to enter into a bountiful partnership. I don't know about the Empire part, but he says, gesturing to himself and Aloris, and then also gesturing in general to the Alumno Defiance, and just like gestures, and then it goes out, to like gesture towards Hyven around him. Can all be friends. I mean, after all, we all live on the same rock, right?
There is truth in that. And we spent a long time fighting.
It's always easy to fight with your neighbors. But at the end of the day, as long as you're not killing each other... Jokret looks to a corpse nearby. You can make up afterwards. Anyways, these Kiranorian... Kiranese? How is it?
Kiran.
Yeah, they call themselves the Kiran.
These Kiran, are there more that you know of in Hyven?
There's likely at least one other Violet Knight that joined us in the AAC headquarters. Don't know where he is, though. Or her. I don't know who it is. I only knew this individual because we were told to obey his commands, no matter what. Which got most of my unit killed.
Yeah. I'm like kind of sorry, but also not, if you can understand. But hey, like I said, always a chance for new friends.
Sean, Do I recognize any of these people? Because they're not like reinforcements. They were in the city before all of this happened, right? Like they were part of the AEC.
You wouldn't really know any of them though, because they kept to themselves. The Avenirians didn't like frequent the bars or taverns. They tended to stay in the Avenirian headquarters and on Main Street specifically.
Okay.
And most of them honestly wore hoods, masks, helmets. They very much so kept themselves as a separate entity to the city.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I didn't like see these guys and breaking up a fight, with the anything else. So any other factions. So if I don't recognize them, then it's fine.
The company believed that the destruction of the Widow's Ward, the emptying of the city, and the weak state of the government was a keen time to attack. But like I said, we were not expecting to do it only a couple of days after the situation with the Widow's Ward.
I think that's why Kiranor showed up. But that's above your pay grade. Don't worry about it, buddy. And he goes and tussles his hair. Thanks for the information, and hey, if you're looking for work afterwards, I know a guy. He turns to leave, and he turns back. The guy is me, by the way.
Well, I hope that your plans are, for our sake, fruitful, Jacques Touchard, because the wrath of Kiranor. And just stops at that.
Jacques lets him get the last word as he walks over to Fyrn and Septimus and Saskia. And Jacques goes, well, we got some good information. At least one more of those bastards hanging around from Kiranor. I think going after that captain, though, at the Admiralty Court, that should be our, he says, gesturing to the four of us in South.
That was a great pun.
What?
Called him a pirate captain.
Who's a pirate captain?
And then you went, "R."
Oh. Hey, Septimus.
I was trying to be.
I gotta be real. Oh, I see. Okay.
You're trying to be sass?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
there was no Irish accent in there.
Yeah, no, I really messed up.
With a try.
I dropped the ball on that one.
Sass, you okay? You sound a little bad.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Worse. It's worse.
I'm gonna keep quiet.
So the Admiralty Court, I think, should be our next target after a short rest for you all. I'm fine. Didn't take a single hit, by the way, so...
That tends to happen when hiding the...
Good rest to prepare for the next battle sounds wise.
Let me see if I can get in contact with somebody in there so we know what the situation is.
That'd be good too.
And Septimus would like to cast Sending to hold on. I swear to God, I wrote down. I got a notepad here. I should have already opened up.
Emile Ducant, maybe?
Is that who it was? No.
That's the governor's...
This is the governor's guy who's been
here.
leading the Admiralty Court.
And I guess that's probably a better choice. That's not who I was thinking of. I was thinking of
Who were you...
the other professor that Septimus talked to that had interest in him.
Oh.
But don't need to worry about his name.
Yeah.
Emile Ducant is probably the better choice. So Septimus would
You
cast
mean... Not Sebastian Went.
Yeah.
It's Coralius Firma.
Oh.
He's the one who they both were interested in your work,
Okay.
and they were kind of like Sebastian Went is the newest faculty member in the Naturalist College, and then Coralius Firma is the one who is like debating with you about whether or not Machina had souls and if the augmentation of the body destroyed the soul. It's the one with the
He's a
Werner
visiting
Herzog.
professor from Avenir,
Yes.
which I think was...
Irrelevant. Emil Ducan, sending to him. Emil, we have secured the lighthouse and blocked their reinforcements at the company. What is the situation by you? We plan to attack there next.
That's all. Emil would respond. Oh, thank the gods you're not dead. We presumed you suffered further damage at the hands of the Dreadnought. It is good to know that the Lighthouse District is reclaimed. Avenir has the gatehouse. They defeated most of the guard. Those in the academy have been hesitant to join the fight, but have begun planning to try. We reached out to the governor and alerted him to the situation, and requested a Zon fleet to come and free the city from the Dreadnought. I don't know when they'll arrive, if there was a local fleet in the area, but it could be at any point that reinforcements come.
Okay. Septimus will turn to Fyrn and Jaquette and be like, Meal's still alive. He's holed up in the Admiralty Court. He says that most that are in there with him are reluctant to join the fight, probably thinking of their own skins as opposed to the greater battle. But it seems that he sounded relieved to hear that we have secured the Lighthouse District and cut off reinforcements. So I think any sort of garrison that they have there at the gatehouse of the Admiralty Court is manageable for our party. And additionally, he pauses for a second. Guess supposedly good news and bad. He has informed the governor of the assault. So, that gives us an advantage for our support for the Dreadnought. He said his fleet could be arriving at any moment.
If
But Saipajan is can be reckless sometimes. Unsure if... I don't know where I'm going with this. Let me just go back to saying that he's going to need to help, and then just at that.
if what the prisoner says is true, it might be that Saipajan won't send help if he's being strong-harmed by the Avenirians.
Think that was down the road they were going to strong arm. I think they need the hand before they play it, and right now they don't have Hyven. But that's good news, I guess. Have the governor come with reinforcements. If we have everything cleaned up before he gets here, we look even better, right?
Maybe if Emil doesn't take all the credit, we might actually get actual positions of power in the city.
Emil's not going to go after any credit. He knows where the credit is due. That's not true. He might go after some credit. That's neither here nor there. I'll figure it out when the governor shows up. Anyways, you guys should get a short rest, and then we can go take care of the Admiralty Court and move on.
Why do you say it like that? You have something better to do?
Well, I don't need to take a short rest because I don't get hit by things. But I do have something else to work on in the ensuing hour, maybe, if the gods allow.
Okay. So, do you guys want to take a short rest?
Sure. I might take some time out of that short rest just to chat with Jaquette at some point, depending on what he's doing.
Yeah. Well, that's fine in a short rest to talk. It doesn't negate your short rest.
Sure.
Jaquette, what are you trying to do during this time?
So Jaquette would like to, if possible, and I was looking for the rules that we talked about for this, but I couldn't find it. He wants to enhance one of his poisons that he bought ages ago. He has an essence of ether, which currently has a DC of 15 for the con saving throw. Or else the target has the poisoned condition for 8 hours. The creature also has the unconscious condition while poisoned in this way. The creature wakes up if it takes damage, or if another creature takes an action to shake it awake. But I would like to enhance that DC in the way that we talked about using my Poisoner's Feat. I don't know if you wrote that down. I meant to look for that information earlier today and neglected to.
The things that we talked about a while ago on taking that feat.
Yeah. Well, I had done it for like truth serums.
Yeah. I remember we had there was a cost to it and it took time.
Right. So I don't remember what that was and whether or not I can do that in an hour. And if you want to just say no, I'm totally fine with that. But if you want to say yes...
Well, you know what? Let's take a short break so I can look at what look at it a little bit. And then we can see if that's something that can be done in an hour.
Okay.
Because the unfortunate thing is that we talked about it. I didn't write down my response. I didn't respond to you in Discord. We talked about it.
Right. That's
just
fair.
a mistake. So let me look at it. But we'll take a short break and jump into that in a moment. All right, friends. We'll be back very shortly. Stick around with us. welcome back to Adrift in Aldhalor. Our friends are taking a short rest. Well, three of them are, and one is concocting some poison. So during this time, Jacquette would be, I imagine, back in your headquarters in the Gloveless Cat working on this.
Yes.
So it will take you the full hour to complete what you want to do to increase the DC on the essence of ether that you have.
Thanks, Dad.
But your short rest goes without interruption. You gain your benefits from that short rest.
So I'm assuming that because he's like dealing with like poisonous materials, he's like, keeping away from everybody.
Yeah, it
And,
probably
like,
wouldn't be
he's-
the best for Fyrn to pester him while he's handling noxious chemicals.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
But as soon as he's done, you can go bother him.
Okay. Yeah, I think Fyrn would probably like wait. Like he would like rest outside of wherever Jacquette is, doing his thing, and then like not ambush him, but like walk into the room at a opportune time, and he'd just sit down like next to you, and just be like, "Hi, how's it going?"
Fine. How are you, Fyrn?
He scratches the back of his head and says, I think we have something that I'd like to discuss privately, if that's okay.
Oh, buddy, look, I know I make a lot of comments about your muscles, and they are great, but I'm not interested, and I'm sorry if you got that impression.
I kind of
Oh.
got the fact that you never wanted to take a bath with me. That was that kind of that's not it.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Anyway, I just wanted to talk to you about what I saw when I was dead.
Oh. Yeah.
He's just like he's quiet for a little while, like it's just awkward, doesn't really know, how to start this. And then he says, if you were in a battle, if you were fighting in a war or something, would you rather be in it for your own will, for your own reasons, or is it better to believe it's destined or fate, that there's some sort of prophecy, or it's out of your control that you're involved in it?
Well, Fyrn, I'd say we know each other pretty well by now, right?
I guess.
So, I want you to know that I say this, not in a mean way, but just because I think you know the answer already. But what the fuck do you think? You're talking to Jacquette Touchard here. A man who makes his own destiny, who looks at fate in the face and spits in it and says, "Not today, motherfucker."
When he
Fyrn
says
kinda
that,
smiled.
when he says that, a framed picture falls off the wall.
That was. This is like in my fort though. Like, which picture was
No,
it?
this would be in if you're waiting for him outside of his workshop, you'd be in the like tavern area of the Gloveless Cat.
Right. Yeah. Jacquette was doing this all in the Gloveless Cat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you would have been like waiting outside of his office, waiting for him to open the door to accost him.
In which case, Fyrn doesn't care. He would just smile and say, "Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say." Well, when I was in another place, I met someone, and they spoke of the afterlife as I traveled. And when we were done talking, he seemed not
Wait.
as
Sorry, you
terrifying.
gotta meet someone? What the fuck? I just show up and there's a fucking creepy ass ghost ship, and then there's a weird storm and an island.
Well, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. It wasn't just a casual walk through the flowers. You didn't let me finish.
Sorry. I'm just a little. I wish I met someone. Nice.
Well, this person that I met, they spoke of. We spoke for a while, and they seemed like they were trapped, like they were being punished for something that they did a long time ago, as if they tried to change something in the material plane that shouldn't be, and the powers that are stronger than them took advantage and used them in the next life. And then once I got to my destination, before I was brought back, I saw my fate. And it wasn't what I wanted. All the good that I've been doing, it didn't make up for the fact that I've broken my oaths. And I knew that damnation was called for me. The Black Beast came for me, and I just, by instinct, I did it again. I broke my oaths, and I did not go willingly. I raged and fought it.
But wait, Fyrn, I remember you telling us you broke your oath in the north with your people, but I thought your impossible goal was to retrieve the Ithildagnir, wasn't it? And you've done that. So can't you stop that? Can't you redeem yourself?
My impossible goal, yes, was fulfilled, but that was only to... I thought that maybe that would help me, but now I see that I'm just... nothing goes the way I've planned. I may be able to go home, and if I bring the Ithildagnir with me, and my people might herald me as a hero, but that wouldn't bring my brother back, and my family would never be the same. And I wouldn't be able to forgive those that didn't stand up for me when I needed them. Plus, I've come to see the world for something that I never would have imagined back when I was in the north. The people here, they all struggle as we do, but they try to find their peace worshipping or fighting against or communicating with the higher powers instead of avoiding them. And I feel like I can't go back after all that I've seen and done. I just feel like they wouldn't understand me anymore. After the other night in the bar, I made a plan. It might not have been the best idea, but I was depressed, and I knew that it was the only way.
Wait, what do you mean?
I saw when I was dead that I was damned, and I figured if I am to be damned, I would rather make something of it. And maybe, just maybe, if everything goes exactly how I plan, I could save the material plane and maybe even save my own soul afterwards. I made a deal with Ro.
This Jacquet just gets up and he goes, "No, no, for fuck's sake! Why? What the fuck
It was
can
for
he
my
have to
brother's
offer
soul.
you?" Oh, I'm sorry. So you damned your brother's soul, not from one hell, but to another. That makes total sense, Fyrn. Wow, really good fucking plan.
It
Fantastic.
does. It really does. Because we'll be together. And that's what matters.
Sorry, wouldn't you have been together anyways? If you're both damned to whatever afterlife your fucking people believe in? That black beast? If he was there and you were going there, you would have been together? But instead, no. You have to sell your soul to a fucking devil?
That's
And
not
your
what-
brothers?
That's not what the person in the afterlife said. He told me that my brother was in another plane, that he was not where I would be going.
Sorry, do you believe every extraplanar creature you encounter in a after-death experience?
Not everyone, but this one seemed honest enough. He was respectful and he knew things about the world.
Yeah, sure, I know things about the world, but I still deceive people. I still tell them half-truths and half-lies to get what I want.
The truth is, I don't trust him, and I don't trust Ro. I did this because I don't have another choice. This was the only way I could see
No,
being my brother-
no,
my
no,
brother
no,
again.
no. There is always another choice, Fyrn. There was another choice for Saskia, and I'm sure we could have figured out another choice for you. But the problem with you fucking people is you go off and you do your own thing. We're supposed to be a fucking team, okay? We're supposed to communicate, talk to each other.
What would
Bruce
you
went off on his own too. Didn't talk to anyone about it. Who the fuck knows what Septimus is doing with Machina behind our back? But I'm willing to accept it because for the most part he seems straightforward. But why? Why can't we just work together? Why can't we just talk? Why do you have to go to Ro instead of coming to us? Why did she have to go to Ro instead of coming to us?
Because Ro has power, and we do not.
I'm sorry. What the fuck is wrong with you people? You all think that we're nothing. We have done so much here since we've banded together. From little things in Billowgrass to Stony Heath. I'm sorry, we killed Escape Fulham.
I don't know what you're
Fulham?
saying right now to me. I don't need a pep talk here, Jaquette. I know what we've done. I know that we're powerful. And that's why my plan
But you just
is
said that we're not powerful. So are we or are
not
we not
enough
powerful?
to save a soul. Not enough to save my brother. I needed to do this now.
You
because
don't
it was
know
the
that.
only plan I had.
And that's the
And
problem, is that
it's
you
not
didn't
over
talk.
yet. I'm talking to you now.
A little fucking late. Ro has your soul, he has your brother's soul. Now he has more power over iron and mana. I feel like I'm losing my goddamn fucking mind with you people.
He doesn't have my soul yet.
Oh, okay. So what were the terms of your agreement? What fucking bullshit does he have you doing?
Are you gonna yell at me if I tell you?
Of course I am. I'm gonna yell at you no matter what happens. I'm in a yelling mood, have you not noticed?
Fine. Well, my plan was if he were to take my brother's soul and bring it to the hells, I would help him. I would help him escape hell himself, and when I die, I would take on the sins for both myself and my brother. But if we band together and defeat Ro once he's returned to the material plane, we could end all of this and everything would go back to normal.
No, Fyrn. That's not how it works. Because we don't know what happens when Ro comes to the material plane. We don't know what his ultimate plan is. We don't know what's going to happen. But what I do know is that we could have worked together to figure something out. That's all I've ever wanted. I talk to you all. I tell you what my plans are. And sometimes I'm fucking mean about it. I know. But at least I come to you all. And right now I feel like this is not a two-way street. Between you and me, Saskia, Septimus, fucking Bruce. Everyone just does what they want. I'm supposed to be the selfish one. Stop stepping on my terrain.
Maybe you gotta respect that sometimes everybody's gotta be a little selfish. I know that Septimus is doing dark things with the Machina, and we can't trust Lacuna with the new powers that he has, but I haven't abandoned him. I know Saskia has a deal with Ro, but I tried to work my own plans into her own objectives to satisfy both needs. I'm not completely selfish here. I'm doing this for my brother. I just need you to understand that I didn't, at the time, it was my only option, and I wish I could have come to you sooner, but I feared that we don't have any way of defeating a beast of another realm or a demon from hell. But at least I chose to pick an enemy that is one that we know, one that we can learn about, one that has an interest in us. It may not have been the greatest idea, you're right, but I did it with good intentions. I just figured you should know, and hopefully you'll forgive me at some day. And then he just stops talking and starts walking out the door.
As he's going to leave, Jacquet goes, "How about you then? Do you believe in fate?"
Fyrn says, "I've always believed in fate. But I believe that now the strong, the powerful, they can push it in a way. And we must do what we can to make sure it goes the right way for the material plane. That is the most important thing."
Whatever. Jacquet turns back to his concoctions.
So, Fyrn, you step from Jacquet's office. Sass and Septimus have completed their short rest in the fort. Jacquet, when Fyrn steps out, you turn away from him towards your concoctions. And when Fyrn steps through the doorway, you maybe just in a, looking back to make sure he's gone, you see an anomaly. Fyrn's shadow from the light above is still just there on the ground. Upon you looking at it, it moves towards you. And then past you, up the wall. And it seems to lift up the picture that fell and puts it on the wall. And you can see that it's no longer Fyrn, but you can see the shape of Ro, but with the fiendish horns and a smile that breaks the shadow.
I'm really not in the mood.
The shadow's hands actually go up like this. And it nods its head and evaporates.
And just to the fading camera, Jacques just goes, Why won't they just trust me?
And the camera pulls back and fades. From Jacques alone in his workshop. All of his friends haven't taken, or most of his friends haven't taken deals with Ro. And one who's a big question mark.
And Bruce, who just left without talking to anyone.
Yeah, Bruce could have done that too.
Yeah, who knows? He was gone for a while.
After the short rest, Fyrn would meet with the soldiers of his fortress, and he would give like a speech to them, kind of similar to what he spoke to Jacques about, how, you know, we are choosing to be a part of a fight. You know, fate has deemed like brought us lots of darkness and evil, but we are not being swayed by the powers that be. We are doing what we want to do. This is a fight for your people. This is a fight for your land. This is not a fight for gods or devils. This is a Hyven. And, you know, basically just like rally the troops that way.
Mm-hmm. You do that, and your heroes and foot soldiers feel encouraged by this. I would imagine Saskia and Septimus step out into the courtyard from their short rest as this happens. Haven't had some, I don't know, lunch.
It was a really weird thing you said earlier, Seth. What was that?
Oh, Mike tried and failed to do a Saskia voice to make a joke.
Oh my god.
Like, none of us knew what he was doing. None of us knew what he was doing. He clearly didn't. There was zero Irish in the voice he did. But he's got a little COVID brain going on.
No.
It's okay. I'm on the tail end. But
Good.
That's
Still.
So if he says any more weird shit, we know why.
But yeah, I guess we're just sitting. Septimus is actually kind of just quiet. Doesn't really have much to say.
Yeah, I imagine Sass and Septimus in their short rest had a very awkward, quiet lunch. Where Sass couldn't get much out of Septimus. But the three of you can gather in the courtyard. Sass, just to catch you up, the discussion is about attacking the Admiralty Court gatehouse. There's the next in charge of the AEC is likely there. You learn this from Jacques interrogating the captives you have. You also learn that the Kirinor was hoping to capture Hyven as leverage in negotiations to subvert the governor and to take over Aldhalor. You also learn from a sending that Septimus sent to Emil that he has contacted the governor, and that at some point at an undetermined time, there may there may be reinforcements from the Mirzan, which Emil said he's not sure when they would arrive. If they're coming from Zahn, it's not going to be for a while, but if they had a fleet in the local area, it could be at any point, since they sent that word out.
Sounds good.
So, as the three of you gather there, Balfour would approach you and look to the three of you and sort of like stand there with like his hands on the hips of his armor, like really tall, as he is taller than all of you, even Fyrn. And just with this big smile on his face, he's just, Iron Manor, look at you. You've done so much since I met you on the road. It's not the time to ask, but I would enjoy sitting for a meal with you all once we've taken the city. Last I spoke with you all, you had so many different wishes for your future. I'd like to learn more and how it can help this city. I had hoped that I would see Umadori here when I arrived. I can't help but think if I arrived earlier, she might have not fled and stood her ground in the way that I'd hoped to train her. But alas, that was not in the stars. Well,
It was noble of you to stay, Balfour. You have also done a great service to the city. I would be very, we will have a great feast once all of this is over. If it ever ends.
yes. Well,
How go our munitions? Did we recover all of the shields and cannons?
yes, we should be well supplied. I think it wise that we hold the fort during whatever endeavors that you take on, just in case, through other means, they send reinforcements or reallocate their forces or do something else clandestine. It's important that we hold this position, especially if things go poorly for you or the Defiance, which, of course, I don't expect.
Right. You are quite capable yourself. Do you wish to remain in command of the fortress, or perhaps I can delegate if you wish to become part of our offensive party?
I think it's important that I stay with the soldiers here. I've grown quite fond of them, and I think they've grown fond of me.
I think that as well. You will do well to keep them company and guide them where they need it. If you see anything coming from the horizon, you have better vantages up here. Or if there's any movement on the ship side, please send us a runner.
I will try to get the message to you. If it's too quick for a runner, I may bellow a horn that should be heard from the other side of the city.
Very good. Or maybe even use one of those cannons. Might be able to hear that.
We will alert you if there's activity on the harbor.
Sounds good. Well, I suppose we're off then. I'll be heading to the Gloveless Cat to plan our next move.
I will hold this hill valiantly. Good luck to you all. And he'll clasp and shake each of your hands. And you can go to the Gloveless Cat. To find Jacquet.
You would go in and you would find it empty, except for, I imagine, Anders behind the bar. And when he sees you all three come in, he kind of looks over at the closed door to Jacquet's office and like raises his eyebrows like he's in a mood.
Yeah.
Being just stoic as ever.
Noticing that look, I'll just be like, oh, fucking great. And then I'll just go knock on the door. What's your problem?
1 second, 1 second. And he comes and opens it and, just unceremoniously, like nothing seems to be wrong as he just slides past her and he goes, okay, so you guys all rested up, ready to go?
I think so.
All right.
Sass, I did your short rest for you.
Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. So, we seem to be in agreement to hit the Admiralty Court, yes?
Have you thought of any ways of approaching?
Well, Elorius had mentioned that their next in command, Captain Dekarin, would be at the Admiralty Court garrison. I think if possible, we should try to take him alive or use him to elicit a surrender to avoid more conflict. However, he also said that there's at least one more of those Violet Knights from Kirinor here in the city.
Great.
So, I've been working on this, he says as he holds up a bottle of what we as players might recognize as chloroform, basically.
Nice, very nice.
And he goes, so, I'm thinking that I can infiltrate and try to take out that Violet Knight with this, potentially. Or I can use it on this captain. Get him out safely, or at least get him out of the fight, which might cause a little more conflict, or maybe not conflict, but might give us an edge over the troops, because there seems to be a bit of a disconnect between the AEC and their Kirin overlords.
That seems like a good plan. It's always good to chop off the head of the lead. Are you going to be able to get out of there safely? I mean, we don't know where this leader is. It might take some time for you to find them. And then we don't know if you'll have a good chance, way of escaping. Are you confident in your methods of infiltration? It seems they have, capabilities of teleporting and seeing invisibility from the last battle. You might want to account for those.
Oh, I have. Don't trust me or something?
No, I just want to make sure you've paid attention to all of the factors.
Yep. I know that there's not just one way forward.
What the fuck?
So
is
if
your
anyone has
problem?
any other ideas, happy to hear them now. We can talk as a group. If you have concerns about me going in there by myself, Fyrn, maybe you can cause a distraction.
I'm concerned about the people of the academy. They might be capable in magics, but I'm not sure how well they will be organized fighting. And
You don't need them to fight.
right, but if we are coming from one angle, it might, incite the enemy to try to push or retreat into them. If there was a way that we could somehow protect the academy while we battle, if we had forces on the other side.
So, remember, we're going after the garrison, which sits at the gates of the Admiralty Court, and the academy is distance away. So I think our conflict will be fairly localized in that there won't be innocents in harm's way.
Should we not try to sneak past the garrison and go straight for the academy then?
Why?
Who's
The
at
garrison
the
is
academy?
our target.
I don't think there's anything of value within the Admiralty Court for us to receive Fyrn. If anybody there was looking to fight, I think Emil would have told me. They seem to just be holed up in there. It's going to be up to us to take out the garrison.
If you want, I can also try and, perhaps if we want a distraction, sneak past them and go behind and set off some sort of spell to give you time to grab.
Well, let's get there, get eyes on, and then we can reassess from there. Sean, can we say that I asked Aloris for a description of Captain Dakarian?
Yeah,
and or just
yeah.
go now and get that description?
Yeah, no, it's no easy enough to have got. He's not going to resist that.
Right. Okay, cool. So Jacquet says, when we get closer, we can get eyes on the garrison. I mean, hell, we can probably go up to my old penthouse at the Cask and Crow and get a good line of sight on the gate from there.
All right.
Very
Let's
well.
go.
I'm in agreement. It would be wise to see the battlefield first, so we know how to properly attack.
Did everybody get a chance to breathe for a second before we go? You didn't do this?
I'm ready.
Born ready, baby.
Wait, can you change spells on a short rest on a cleric?
No,
Or is
No.
it just long rest? Okay,
just long
then,
rest.
Yep, then I'm good, brother.
Okay. So, as you leave the Lighthouse District and head towards Jacquet's old haunt, the streets
Our
are
old haunt.
yes.
We all.
Saskia never stayed there.
I think she stayed on my bunk.
I think she
or
probably
my
stayed in one
couch
night on your couch.
once
Yeah.
or twice.
Yeah. The streets are empty. Even more ghostly than before because there's nobody in the streets. Anyone who was still in the city has retreated to one of two locations. The Temple Court, where they're hiding out in their Temple of Faith, or you actually would have seen there are some people who are like hiding out in Fyrn's fort. Everybody else, the largest form of the population is still outside of the city, being held out by the AEC. Which that group would have gotten larger at this point because some of the people who were coming back would have arrived at the gates. Either thinking they could petition to get inside, because I'm sure some of the refugees started heading back to Fairhold and were telling travelers that the city is again under siege. As you're walking, you would be able to look out and still see that the dreadnought seems inert in the same place that it was knocked to by the earth wall. The damage to the exterior looks the same, Like any repairing that's happening is happening internally. Like the dents in the iron armor have not been mended or anything like that. It's just sort of a threat that's out there right now. You would get to the Cask and Crow. You would be able to walk in, of course. You from the upper floor, which has been repaired now since it was destroyed by the Ardunai. It's quite nice. She put Sass's 1,000 silver to good use, and probably some of her own money. Jacquette, the penthouse you were staying in, is just as nice as you remember it, if not a little nicer. Although you would be maybe a little bit upset that some of the antique charm of it is gone. They've replaced the historical windows.
There is a line between my characters and me, Sean. And
I know.
Jacquette does not care for historic windows.
I know. This was. I really meant that to you. But while you're in there, those of you who are, because like you would have been able to go in through the back entrance. There was a back entrance in the alleyway, so you didn't have to go on the street itself, because you would know the street is exposed to the gatehouse.
Right.
Like if they have people watching, they would see you walk in through the front door. So those of you who are a bit more stealthy can sneak out onto the balcony to observe, while the others can be like inside the room. You can still see some of it, but those of you going out will have a better vantage point, which I assume is really going to be Sass and Jacquette who are scouting this. So you can give me individual perception checks, or if you're both proficient, you can do one of you with advantage.
What's your perception?
My perception is +7. I cannot get lower than a 17.
Go for it.
All right. So, and I imagine Jacquette, so he takes out a spyglass, right? And he'll pass it between him and Sass as they kind of like point to things and help each other.
So go ahead and roll.
17.
Okay.
With a spyglass, though.
Yeah, that's why I'm... Oh, I was like, sorry, I forgot to attach the camera to the computer. One moment.
And actually, I think while Jacquette is doing this with Sass, he is casting Minor Illusion to whisper back to Fyrn and Septimus to convey everything that we're seeing.
Very nice. I like that.
Thank you.
Fyrn's following along and like tracing it in the dirt, like just waiting outside of their thing, like trying to keep it all like in his mind every time as he makes a turn,
So
The description is so vivid.
specifically because you're using the spyglass, I'm giving you the battle map before you get to it. So you can see that they have they've put up barricades to hole out a sort of forward area right in front. So there are people in front of the gate, although they could easily retreat through inside if they saw you guys coming, if they wanted to. You can see that there are 4 arcane cannons set up. There are 2 up on the gatehouse itself, and then 2 set up in the blockade. You can see that there are, it appears from in the courtyard, you can see 2 invokers, 3 enforcers, several agents, and then trick shots up on the wall. You can't see inside of the gatehouse towers, but you do see that they do have arrow slits in them that people could be firing from inside of. There are 2 pylons, one on the wall and one in the courtyard. And one of the arcane cannons is in like an entrenched position within the guardhouse that you remember your your biggest fan used to rest in. Very like this guardhouse is a little bit like destroyed. Like they're in the original fight, they blew some holes in it, and now there's a cannon sticking out of that opening in it. That little section on the right that has those two buildings, I put those there to represent the walls. They're not as tall as they should be. They should be up equal to the gatehouse. But because I ran out of material, I only put them up that way. So they're another 20 feet up those part, and that is like part of the extension of the wall that moves along the cliffside. On the left, on the left, that edge of the battle map is a fall. Like that is a fall down to the lower city that is pretty high, something like 100 feet at this highest point.
Okay.
And there's like rooftops down below there.
Okay. And cardinal direction, is this facing like, would this be facing west?
This would be facing west. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So like south on this is west.
Right. And so
you're seeing it from like a northern or a northwest position.
Right. Do we see a figure that looks like the captain or the Violet Knight?
You do see a figure that looks like the captain. That would be... Where did I put them? This person right here.
Okay.
And it looks right now like they're standing up on this broken down wagon, like speaking to the courtyard.
Okay.
Like you can actively see the people in the courtyard are turned and listening to him speak.
I'll whisper to Jacquette as we're passing the spyglass back and forth. So, the person on the wagon, is that the one you're going for?
Yeah, I don't see a sign of the Violet Knight, so Captain Dakaran is our target.
Right. So, in the last fight, I was able to take down everyone around the cannons using a particular spell. I could try and do that to get the people above, but I'd have to sneak in there first to get close enough, and then that's going to give away my position when I do that. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that's great. And I do think your target should be those up on top. But let me get in there first and try to get Dakaran while you move into position. Once I've handled him, I'll give you a signal, he says, and he kind of like opens his jacket and gestures to the horn of silent alarm. And then you can do your shit. And then Jacquette says, and all of this, well, everything he's saying, he's minor illusioning back to Septimus and Fyrn. And then when Saskia's made her move, you two can join the fray.
So long as you can guarantee that those arcane cannons won't be pointed towards us.
I'll do my fucking best.
Yeah, that's
No
a lot of
promises.
artillery to handle without a pylon of our own. Does
Sorry, Fyrn.
I was just gonna say, does our friend, our robot friend, have his gear still, or?
I mean, I would imagine that we left the pylon because we wanted to secure the fort, but I would...
He could have
prefer
had
one
the cannon
arcane
still.
cannon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I was thinking that he would keep one cannon.
Yeah.
Do you want
Should
to
we
and
try
take
a
out that-
frontal assault? Maybe we could climb along the side.
That's it. If one of you can disable that pylon in the front, we could try to use this act of surprise to use our arcane cannon to try to neutralize the other two.
It's gonna need to be Jacquette because I can't do it invisible.
I will say, if you want to, since we just sort of hand waved Septimus and Sass's little lunch, that Septimus was teaching Sass how to disable a pylon during lunch, so that because right now only Jacques and Septimus can disable pylons, so the only ones who know how to. So if he'd spent that time teaching you how to, that adds another person who can, if they just have the action time to do it. You guys also have the dispelling stones, which have already been shown to disable pylons and arcane cannons. But it destroys them, so they can't be repurposed.
Yeah, but I think her thing was, if she disables it, she's not invisible anymore.
Right.
Yes, but I would only bring that up because it's like a singular action that can do a lot, as opposed to a checked action. Like you have to do an Arcana check to disable them, and just as also just a reminder that you have this.
Could also once shit breaks loose, try and throw a stone at it.
Yeah, you could also just do it in your. Now you do have to be inside the bubble to throw it and activate that.
But we don't know if our purple friends will be here. So,
Yeah, they're fucking powerful.
I think, given the concentration here, if one of those Kieran Knights shows up, it might make sense, and hear me out, to tactically fall back and regroup.
For what purpose? I'm not saying no. I don't.
No, he's right. Try to draw them out. They're too fortified. We need to try to take them out individually, or as individually as we can.
Right. With my new invisibility, I can reposition, but it takes me time. And that's time that you three are going to get the shit beat out of you. So, if we fall back and then allow us to get to reposition and launch another assault, I think that might be better than time spent readjusting mid-combat.
Sean, how far is the distance from the front of this camera shot to, is it just open plains in front of this?
No, it's a whole hilled rampart. So that 100 feet high, it descends down to your street level. So there's a substantial amount of causeway ahead of this.
Would it be possible to, is there enough places where we could maybe maneuver in a way that they wouldn't see us, or is it obvious that we're coming? Sort of.
It's their vantage point is looking downhill, so they will see you the second you're on the main street and walking up this hill.
Now,
and there's no cover from anything.
No, because this is a defensive rampart. It's specifically designed to not provide cover to an assaulting force.
Right.
Now, we can all go up that cliff face. However, if you guys, he says, looking back to Fyrn and Septimus, are caught, I don't know what will happen.
No, I think that is too risky. I like your first idea of trying to feign, and attack again.
I do have Featherfall and Fly as well.
Okay. I kind of forgot about the fly thing. That I thought that was Bruce's shtick, but if you can fly up...
I just don't want to leave without Septimus. We'll need him in the fight as well. I feel like it probably would be better if we did a frontal assault, but just as a distraction and retreated, as you said.
I think that's our best bet.
I agree. But remember, the retreat is only should the Kieran Knight show up.
Right.
I don't like that name, Violet Knight. Who even came up with that? Sean's just staring daggers at me.
Just added 100 HP to.
Should have been called should have called him like the Death Corp or something. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, there's
Edgy.
alliteration. It's the Violet Vanguard, so.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
why
you're,
Vanguard?
at least it's not another acronym.
I'm sorry, you looked back through the spyglass, and there's about twice as many of them there now.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Okay, so the plan right now is for Jacques and Sass to sneak in first, and then for Fyrn and Septimus to join the fight.
Once they've received the signal, which I think will be my synaptic static.
Okay.
Fion's gonna look towards Septimus and say, "Let me run ahead first. I'll draw as much fire as I can running in. I might be able to dodge a lot of their effects with my agility,
All right.
and it would probably
I'll
be
give you-
easier for me to escape."
Once they can disable that pylon, I'll give you covering fire.
Good.
Okay, so the only thing I want to know is how Septimus is approaching, because I know Fyrn has the fly. How do you want to approach, Mike?
Fionn might actually use haste because it's the same speed. I don't know.
Does the window, the place that Jacques and Sass are, is the room at the Harlequin?
Not
Or the Cask and Crow? Cask and Crow, I meant. Do they need the stealth to get up there?
Yes, because they have clear line of sight all the way down the causeway, and they have clear line of sight of the main street area too. So like Fyrn,
the window had a clear line of sight.
The window does have a clear line of sight, but if you guys were to just approach on foot, they have a clear line of sight of the whole causeway. Now Sass and Jacques can be invisible, which is why they're going to sneak in that way.
Right. But I'm saying, why did they have to sneak to like peek out of the room?
Oh, they do have because they would see you. If you were just like standing on this balcony, they would be able to see you.
Oh, to stand. Okay, go out on the balcony.
Yeah, they're just hiding on the balcony so they're not seen when they're spying. But if you guys were just like standing out on the balcony, one of their watchers would probably see you guys.
Yeah. Well, what if I stayed in the room?
Oh yeah, no. That's why you and Fyrn were still in the room when they were spying.
Okay, so we're in the room. Okay, so then that would be how far away is the room to the front of that?
The front of that, so it's probably I would say at an angle about 250 feet.
Okay, that's
Now you wouldn't be able to just walk that 250 feet because this is up on a hill. You'd have to go cross the street and go all the way up the causeway, which is a similar like 250, 300 feet.
Yeah.
So it'd be similar to the last fight where you'd be spending a lot of time trying to get up there.
Yeah.
Sean, what's the weather like? Is there cloud cover?
What's the weather like? You ask me. Let me check the weather app. Let me check the Aradun
What
weather.
them Odons like?
Nope, wrong link. Weather generator. On this late winter, early spring day, we are looking at highs of 54 odons, lows of 42 odons. Feeling pretty good. A strong wind force, pretty whipping up in the air of 30 miles per hour. The temperature's modest, but the skies are relatively clear. There are a few clouds in the sky being moved around by this heavy wind, but they're fast moving. So there's a lot of like covered sun that then quickly leads to full, well, mostly eclipsed sun. But the days have started to get brighter since we're approaching the new year, and there's no longer a full eclipse of the sun. It's only a partial one, so it's brighter than it normally would be. Or brighter than it was a month ago.
Partial eclipse of the sun.
Sean, if I were to cast Fly, would I be able to carry Septimus for a speed lower, like, thing? To one person?
I would allow that. It would just be the half movement. There are 10 feet for every 5 feet.
Can you carry both me and Sal?
Well, I can't get Sal, but if Sal's going to stay back and take pot shots, maybe I could take us the lower path, you know, where they can't see us, and then we could, like, jump out near those trees.
The one thing is that it takes 2 actions to fire one of these.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be a little difficult for him to take pot shots on his own. He could still hit people. It's just if they move before he's done aiming and hits the fire, exactly. He might not catch all of them.
No, I gotta be the help Sal.
So, do you think I should just go in by myself flying and, like, get a surprise attack off on them? Or
yes, you should. You should totally do that because that'll freak them out seeing a giant tiefling wielding a demon blade.
Because I mean, Septimus can like sneak across the street and like be ready to like climb up the side or climb partially up the side to join you after you've attacked.
When you say climb up the side, you mean the left side, right?
Yes.
And how long's the climb?
So it depends on where you're climbing up. Like if you're climbing up literally right next to them, it's going to be 100 feet. But if it's lower down on the causeway, it's going to be shorter. So like if you wanted to climb up like 60 feet from the gate, it would be a shorter climb.
Gotcha. I'm understanding it now. But like if I were to walk all the way down to like where the causeway starts, like they'd have line of sight on you, and they'd be able to fire the arcane cannons at you immediately. But 2, it would just take you a really long time to get into the fight when they've initiated it. Like even if you started at the base of the side of the causeway at the start of combat, you would get up there quicker than walking up the initial distance.
Why don't we just climb first before they do anything?
All you have to do basically is I mean, if you can successfully like sneak to the base, then yes, that would be a viable option.
You want to try it?
I'd climb. We always have backup plan of flying.
I'm feeling lucky. Let's do it.
Okay, so I imagine you'd still want to let Sass and Jacquette go ahead of you guys.
Well, certainly.
Right. And I think we'd also probably want to be at that 60-foot mark, not at the 100-foot mark.
I agree.
Just
yeah.
because it would be easier to sneak.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I imagine Septimus and Fyrn are at the ground level now of the Cask and Crow, ready to go across the street to start climbing, while Sass and Jacquette begin heading there with their invisibility.
So Jacquette is also going to climb up.
Everyone can climb.
Point.
Yeah, you obviously have a climb speed, so you can do it more efficiently.
Right.
But Sass, if you want to climb up the side, you can as well.
I have ropes.
Yeah, but you have to spend the time hammering the pins in.
That's not very
climber's kit.
Very quietly.
Yeah, right. Ting, 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 ting. You're just there for 5 hours. Jacquette and Sass have been ripped to shreds. Okay, so then wave 1. You should give me stealth checks.
All right.
I would like before find an area of dim light or darkness and then cast invisibility on myself. Please.
Yes.
I'm not using a spell
slot. Let's go.
Well, I need to check something on that.
But yeah, you don't have disadvantage anymore.
I know. It's amazing.
Is
Wow.
Sal sneaking with you?
I'm invincible. Yes.
Huh, that's really good. I was expecting it to say that while you're in dim light or darkness, the invisibility is, but it's just to cast it.
He has +1 to Dex. Ow.
All right, so
Meow, 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 meow.
Saskia, you are invisible. Jacquette, you are invisible. Let's get those. Well, Jacquette, what was your stealth check?
Oh, Jesus.
Woof.
Okay.
34.
Okay. Only the eyes of God can see you.
Or a creature that can see invisible
Or
things.
true sight creature, yeah.
Yeah.
Saskia, what'd you get?
24.
Okay. Fyrn and Septimus, yours don't need to be enacted yet because they're going ahead of you.
But I already rolled.
No, you can keep the rolls. I'm just saying I don't need to know them right away. So Jacquette and Saskia, you successfully sneak across to the base of the side and can begin climbing up. So Jacquette, you will reach the top first because you have an innate climbing speed.
Mm-hmm.
Sass, you'll arrive only like 12 seconds later. But we'll start off. I'm going to have us roll initiative now, and
Okay.
work with an initiative order on this.
Oh no!
Come on.
It was dangling on the 20 there. It was so close.
Oh, Jesus. You gotta be joking.
20 to 25.
That's cute.
15 to 19.
19.
10 to 15.
10.
12.
Mike, what'd you get?
2.
It's all according to plan.
Okay,
Initiative's not that important. It means I get to do something before the layer act.
Fyrn, what's your dexterity?
My dexterity save or base?
Your base modifier.
It's the same too.
Okay. Roll again real quick.
Initiative?
Yeah, it's not to change your initiative, it's to you're rolling against someone who got equal, who has the same dexterity as you.
15.
Okay, you get to go first.
Yeah.
That is a dirty 20. And then one last. Actually, no, that's gonna be. Or trick. Then last but not least. Is all right, excellent. Okay, so I'm still gonna have Jacquette go first here, just for the Sass Jacquette portion. Even though Sass got higher on the initiative, we'll just say that you're using that higher on your initiative to just get to the actual top. So Jacquette, you are, I guess you can honestly place yourself now on here from where you climbed up.
All right, Jacquette would be behind that cart overturned. Or carriage, excuse me.
All right. What would you like to do?
You know, we had a plan, and I just thought of something different.
Oh, boy.
It's classic D&D. We never stick to the plan.
Sass, actually, just
Yeah.
the way I worded it all, you could actually place yourself at the edge as well here, since you technically went before him here.
Okay.
So where would you like to have? Pretty close to him, or basically it's either next to him or further down on the battle map.
Yeah, so I need to be, well, I want to be in range of the people up at the top, so I'll be
So up at the top.
next to Jacques. Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Okay, Jacques, what do you want to do?
So Jacques can see this captain.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to target him
Okay.
and then cast suggestion on the
Ooh.
captain, hoping that his invisibility, while not totally freeing him, and then his total cover from most of the other guards, will hopefully, work to his advantage. But I am going to ask for a wisdom saving throw from the captain. DC. Actually, first thing he's gonna do is in unsettling words, as Jacques just whispers up to him, and his unsettling words are, "The Kyrnor are not your friends."
So, with that in mind, you want to get up to him so you can whisper these things so that it doesn't break your stealth.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because, arguably using suggestion at range, you have to speak it loud enough for him to hear it, which would be loud enough for other people to hear it as the verbal
That's
component
fair.
for the spell.
Right.
So the audience below him just sees him stop speaking as you whisper, "One, the Kyrnor are what was it? The Kyrnor are not your friends.
Are not your friends."
Mm-hmm.
And then he is going to cast suggestion. So I need the DC 17 wisdom save minus a D6. As he goes, "You will order your troops to stand down, deactivate their pylons, and lay down their weapons, surrendering to iron and mana."
You got 4 more words.
"The battle is over."
Ooh, that was good. That was good.
Thank you.
All right, let's roll. Minus a d6. What is his wisdom? Okay. What's your DC again? 18?
17.
17. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to roll the d6 for the fun of it, but before you do, I want to tell you what you need to get.
That's not fun.
You need to get a
I'm rolling it.
You need to get a 4 or
6.
higher. Oh!
Oh, hell yeah.
I love it. Completely counteracting your his modifier. Basically, you just completely deleted his modifier.
Perfect.
Okay. This is one of those classic DM moments of I did not expect that.
Well, neither did I.
So he is stopped basically in the middle of a speech that is saying the exact opposite of what he's about to say.
Oh.
In terms of like, he's clearly like talking to them during this afternoon after certainly knowing what happened or learning about the, or seeing that there was a conflict.
Should have said like, I've gotten a message, or you've received a message.
So he essentially stops abruptly and looks to them all and says, I want to make sure I get your suggestion correct. Because you told him to tell them to lay down their arms and...
deactivate the pylons, lay down their arms, and surrender. The battle is over.
I imagine I'm just like there. I'm waiting for you to blow your horn, and I would have seen you go up to this guy and whisper in his ear. I don't know that I would have heard you.
You wouldn't have.
I mean, I don't think this would be any different from what. Well, I think I just expected you to just like knock him out. So when you're not doing that, I'm like, the fuck.
Well, I'll also. Oh wait, no, you have True Sight now, so you can actually see him.
True Sight.
Yeah.
That's why I said it.
Sorry, I was about. Yeah, how far is your True Sight again?
30 feet.
Okay, cool. So he looks like his face, like there is like for a discernible eye, like a clear like slack that happens with this, a pacifying slack. As he would look to all of them and say, Kirinor is not our friend. Lay down your arms. Deactivate the pylons. Surrender yourselves to iron and mana. The battle is over. Now here's the tricky part. Where's his? Okay. Oh God. Of course. I rolled a persuasion roll from him for his troops.
Oh, dear. Was it good? Was it bad?
Well, he got a nat 20.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So
they're like, I don't get paid enough for this. This is great.
So a majority of them follow his command. Specific ones who are kind of exactly what Fyrn's saying is like, I don't get paid enough for this. And they're just sort of like Jacques and Sass, you actually would even like see, maybe if you're looking at the crowd while he says this in anticipation, like some of the scared faces you might have seen are like, oh, like a oh, thank God I don't have to fight today. As you can see, essentially all of the like trick shots and minions begin to come together and place their weapons down in like a pile. The enforcers and the invokers have very confused looks on their faces. Jacques and Sass, you would see one of these invokers would run over and grab rip the shoulder of one of these minions and look at them and say, "What are you doing? I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but that's not a legitimate order." And you see Dakarin is like, "These are my legitimate orders. I am the commanding officer here, and it is my predilection to end this fight." The invoker gets stands up and marches up. They're not like getting on top of the wagon, but they're below him.
Sean, are the minions above? Are they minions above with the cannons?
They are. They are trick shots, but the trick shots are all the minions. The trick shots are.
Yeah.
Some of them are, but not all of them are listening. They all were kind of starting to listen until this invoker kind of like was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And this invoker looks to Dakarin from below and stares up at him, just like shoves a finger pointing at him, and is like, "I don't know what's happening with you right now, but these are not our orders. You know what we're trying to do here. You know that this is folly. They cannot fight us all." And Dakarin looks down and says, "The Sage of Coin is dead. Iron and Mana is one. Obey my orders." And you see, pulls out a arcane blade.
I'll just say, Sean, for your reference, that
I know. Yep.
He wouldn't obviously do something that would hurt him or his allies.
Or an ally. Okay, so then he doesn't do that because I also immediately
allies anymore.
I immediately remembered that. No, I'm not going to let it get that far where the suggestion has changed his base loyalties.
I know.
He looks at them and says, "Do what you want. But those who choose to live today can follow me to surrender to Iron and Mana." And he hops down off of the cart. And several of them begin to follow him. The invoker tries to address them and say, "You will all be punished. This fight isn't over. Kiranor's wrath will come for you. Avenir's wrath will come for you. Stop!" But, some of them are just like, "Hey, this guy's in charge, 1, and 2, like, I do not want to die today." So I'll adjust the battle map.
Uh-huh.
Damn.
Nice stuff.
Thank you. I do have to remember concentration. If I take damage, I need those con checks. Good chance I fail. So let's hope that no damage is taken like last combat. Did they turn off the pylons, though?
Yep.
Hell yeah. Oh my god, Lucy, shut up.
There are only the enforcers and invokers left, and 2 trick shots that didn't leave with them.
Are the trick shots up with the cannons? I can't see.
Yes.
Okay.
1 enforcer actually did leave. 1 enforcer that was inside the guardhouse with a minion left with them, but the rest stayed. And they just begin walking down the causeway to leave.
Can I? Would I be close enough to like sidle up to the wagon and just be like, "Jacques, what do I do? I guess you gotta blow the horn. What the fuck do I do now?"
Are we're still on initiative, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this was all happened on Jacquette's turn, and then this like subsequently on their turns they're doing these things. So it's not your turn yet, Sass.
Never mind.
Well, I was just because that would matter if I can blow the horn or not.
Yes. You can't blow the horn before they take their turn, which for purposes of this, like they have not left yet. They are just 30 feet down.
Right.
I'll leave them actually as a cluster down there for now, just in case anything changes. Somehow Jacquette makes a concentration check, despite being perfectly invisible.
Right. I will say, if I have the movement, Jacquette would then go back down behind the carriage to not be.
Yeah, you definitely have the
movement.
Okay,
You haven't
cool.
Moved at all, and you've only moved like 10 feet, so you can do that.
Not knowing what's going on, would Fyrn and Septimus start climbing at this point? Like, not over the lip, but like...
It is... Well,
up.
this is the point. No. The reason I'm going to say
It's
no
still initiative.
is because... But also, you don't know what's happening up there. You are waiting for the horn to be billowed.
That too.
Yeah, but I assumed it was like, when the horn billows, I climb over the ledge that I was hiding behind, you know, like the initial climb, you know, is complete, and I'm just like hanging, waiting there, so I could jump out as soon as, you know, the horn blows.
Yeah, so I would say that on your guys' turn in this initiative, you can start climbing. The enforcers, so one of them leaves on his turn.
Nice.
One of the other enforcers goes to the invoker and says, which both of you would be able to hear, even though he's kind of saying it a little bit privately. I think you guys are close enough to them to hear it. He says, we just lost almost all of our soldiers. We can't hold this position if they come for us. You need to do something. We should retreat into the gatehouse. And he looks to the rest of them and says, get inside! Destroy the cannons and the pylon.
Oh.
I don't know, those cannons are pretty hard to destroy. Fyrn tried to do it before. Unless they got a self-destruct button we don't know about.
Dispelling stones destroy them.
Oh, yeah.
So 2 of the enforcers will throw dispelling stones to destroy the external armaments. Or deactivate the magic within them. The material is still there. The other one is going to go to... is going to command the trick shots to open the gate. He's actually going to misty step to the top. So the enforcer that commanded the gates to be open, misty step to the top, leaving the gate open for the... Actually, no, it doesn't make any sense for them to open the gates. They can misty step. They're going to leave the gates closed.
I got this... Septimus, I got this crazy new idea. All we need to do is for you to reanimate the objects and make a giant wooden horse.
Ooh, now you're using your noggin.
So the invokers do not get a chance to move inside yet because Sass's turn is before theirs. So Saskia, you see that they've destroyed all of the exterior equipment, armaments. 2 of the...
One's up top too.
No, the one up top they did not destroy because they still have control of that space. There is the 2 invokers outside and 2 enforcers outside still. What would you like to do?
I'm going to hold.
I also have to
Synaptic
bring something
static.
out. So synaptic static. What kind of is that? That's a saving throw.
Yes.
Okay, never
Can
mind
I
then.
not okay.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Because
I'm gonna
you
hold
just need to
synaptic
see them.
static.
You're not like shooting something at them, so the
Right.
pylons don't protect against synaptic static.
Yeah. So I'm holding that. I'm waiting. I like debate for a second, like doing it anyway, but I'm gonna wait for the horn.
Okay, so you're gonna hold your action to cast synaptic static.
Yep.
The trigger is Jacques giving you the signal.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm casting it on whoever's up on the top there. each
So
gives me
you
20
can
foot
cast
radius
it.
sphere.
So you can cast it on 3 of them.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll center it above.
Yeah,
the
because
invoker.
that'll well, it wouldn't reach them if it was on the invoker. So you have
Oh,
to target them
okay.
if you're trying to get up there. Okay, so Sass is holding her action. The invokers are up now, which I guess, granted, if they Misty step up there, they'll be within 20 feet. So,
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. I'm centering it above the middle guy so I can get everybody. The 20
okay,
foot sphere.
cool. All right, so the invoker who's sort of taken some charge here is going to look to the enforcer that talked to him, who's now Misty Step up there. And he looks around. He kind of looks out towards the horizon where the lighthouse district is, knowing kind of that position is lost. And he looks out to the harbor. Fucking iron and mana. Oh, maybe this will help. And he'll aim his gauntlet to the sky and fire a firebolt into the sky. That just sort of shoots up like a flare and dissipates as it does so. And then he's going to make his way. He's sent a firebolt into the sky.
He's signaling.
I guess
Who
that
is he
is
signaling?
true. He
What is
does
he
technically need to
signaling?
have a target for that, so I'll say thaumaturgy something into the sky. Thaumaturgy goes off. Or prestidigitation, whichever one does that.
You can go a lot. How far is prestidigitation?
Damn it.
Prestidigitation is a range of 10 feet, Sean, so he really didn't do much there.
All right, I don't give a shit. He just uses something that he has. You guys.
He's a literal flare. He just
Flare.
pulls the flare.
And you know what? Alex isn't here anymore, so power word kills back on the table.
Yeah, you can just say the gauntlet. He has magical gauntlets, and its ability
Yeah.
is to do exactly that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
Do anything I want.
Sean, you're not playing the game right.
Okay. The enforcers are stuck outside for now. Their turn is already up past. It's Dakaran's turn. He's just gonna keep walking.
It's like, what's taking so long?
Jacquette, you are going to have one more turn before Fyrn and Septimus can start climbing.
All right, Jacquette kind of is like looking around and he's like, she didn't think to just do it. I get waiting for the signal, but like, come on.
His internal monologue.
Yeah, his internal monologue as he's like, all right. And he takes out the horn and targeting Sass, Fyrn, Septimus, and Sal.
Put some lip into that one.
Yeah.
Okay, Sass, your synaptic static goes off. What kind of saving throw is it?
It is intelligence 20.
Okay. I'm going to do the enforcer first. The enforcer does succeed with a 21.
So he'll take 12 damage.
Okay. What kind of damage is it?
Psychic.
You notice that the enforcer is resistant to psychic.
Well, gave him a little bit of a headache.
Trick shots are up now. They are probably not going to succeed. First one fails. Second one fails.
All right, so they take 25 psychic damage, and they have muddled thoughts for 1 minute, which means during that time they subtract 1d6 from all its attack rolls and ability checks, as well as any con saving throws to maintain concentration.
Love that.
They can make the saving throw again at the end of the turn. Yeah.
Okay, well, both of them are bloodied.
Right, excellent. And I'm not invisible anymore.
You are no longer invisible. You appear. As that warping effect around their heads happens that you described last session, and then or 2 sessions ago, and for the enforcer, he just sort of clutches his head and then shakes it off, but the other two, it's just sort of like blood comes out of their nose, and they both scream. Excellent. That was triggered on Jacquette's turn for blowing the horn. Jacquette, is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
Yeah, Jacquette is going to... Have they actually destroyed the cannons and stuff yet?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then he's gonna move up to be next to that enforcer, like the closest one to him that's down on the ground.
Below. Yep.
Yeah. And like stand to the side of him. So that like if he moves past Jacquette,
You get an top
or
opportunity
actually,
attack.
he's gonna move. Really metagame. He's gonna move down to the lower side of him just so that he only moves 5 feet. Will proc it, if that makes sense.
You wanted to move below him. You don't have enough movement speed for that. What's your movement speed?
30. But couldn't I just? Do I have to go around the carriage? Can I? I guess going over it would probably be the same amount of movement. I'll bonus action dash. How's that? Bonus action dash.
Yeah. Because it would be the same with going simply because there's the 5 feet of movement just to get up the cart.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so I can bonus action dash to get around, so that.
And you want to be right below him or to the left or right?
Directly below him is fine.
Oh no!
And so Jacquette loses.
I dropped
the tail.
Jacquette.
No! Did you break him?
Put him in front of the camera.
He might have exploded.
Oh no!
Well, let's hope
His base survived, and here's his cloak.
Oh,
I might have to reprint Jacquette. Because he
let's hope that's not
he
poor
kind of went everywhere.
Well, he's
You got any
invisible,
chess
so this is
pieces lying
perfect.
around?
Yeah, actually, this is how he's going to be for henceforth, so it works. He literally just exploded.
Yeah,
Because it also landed head down.
Right.
So,
He was glued together a bunch, wasn't he already?
yeah, he already was missing his crossbow. His ankles had already been glued back. This was. I'm surprised the mini survived this long.
Right.
What if,
Well, if you can
Machina-
salvage him,
what if
I'll make a
Machina's
shrine of just glue pieces in a
Yeah.
pile.
I'm moving out, so I'm gonna have to clean this up, and I think I will find his pieces spread throughout underneath my desks.
Beautiful.
Machina is just Sean's hand vacuum.
Excellent. Okay. Fyrn, you can begin climbing now.
Cool. Did I make it to the top?
Are you casting haste on yourself? Or are you just using dashes?
So I was like waiting for the. I mean, I guess I just use dashes because I want to keep up with Septimus.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what's going on there.
Well, you heard the horn.
Yeah.
I heard the horn.
So basically, on your previous turn, that would have happened in the initiative order. You two would have moved to the bottom of the wall. So I would even say that you guys could have both used your dash to have started the climb. So you're both 15 feet up, climbing up right now. So it's half movement to climb. So you have both have 45 feet of movement to get to the edge where you both are.
I'm gonna go at Septimus's pace until we reach the top, and then perhaps I'll cast a spell.
Okay, so I mean, right now you could just move at the regular dash and climb speed to move 30 feet up, knowing Septimus will follow.
Okay, great.
Okay, so you're
when I'm at the top, is there any cover, or am I just waiting at the ledge?
So you're not even at the ledge yet. You need another 15 feet to get to the ledge.
Okay, that's fine then.
Okay. All right, so you climb up with your dash and your movement to be 45 feet up the 60-foot ledge. Septimus, you are up now. Would you like to just do the same?
Yes.
Okay, so the both of you have 15 feet left. So on your next turn, just with your base movement, you will get to the edge, and you'll be more towards the back, but you'll be in the fight. It's not going to be like another 100 feet that you have to get to.
Okay.
All right. The trick shots are up, and they are befuddled.
They are.
And Sass, you are in a spot that's going to be really hard for at least one of them to actually hit you.
Good. I did that on purpose. Totally.
So you are going to have 3/4 cover from one of them.
Which is how much to my AC?
It is +5, right? I say,
Yes.
looking at.
Yep, +5 to.
The thing is, like, even the things I know, I still am like, right?
Right. Yeah. So they have.
Okay.
Yes,
And
my
they have a-
Padawan.
They have subtract a D6
D6.
from.
Yep.
Do you want me to roll a D6 or do you want to roll it?
I already rolled it, but
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
yeah. All right. So with their attack, this is a 24 minus 3, 21 to hit. Add 5 to your AC.
Misses.
Okay. He should have used his exploit openings, but I forgot. The second one will attack you. This one is normal, but still with the minus D6. He is going to use his exploit openings to get advantage.
Okay.
Ooh, which I don't think is going to work. Let's see, that's 18 or 19 minus 2, 17 to hit. You don't have the +5. 17 misses. Okay, so 2 bursts of this like arcane rail that shoots down. One hits the dirt and just sort of scatters nothing because it was never gonna hit you. The other one like bounces off your shoulder armor, but doesn't hurt you. Okay, that is the trick shot's turn. The enforcers are up. Jacques, you will get an attack of opportunity because this guy does not know you're there, and he's gonna run towards Sass.
All right, I'm just gonna attack with the Baleful Talon. Wait, does Nick proc from this? No. Oh, an 18. That's still
18 is going to hit.
And I am going to cause him to trip.
Nice.
Ooh.
So I need a DC 18 deck save. or else he falls prone.
He is going to pass that with a 20.
Good for him. Little shit. All right. Well, that's only 24 magical piercing.
Okay. So as he steps his 5 feet away, he's going to have felt a dagger in his back and turn and look behind him to see nothing there.
Yoo-hoo!
Do you actually do that?
No.
Okay.
Oh, boys.
He looks like scared, like he's like, where is the person who just attacked me? He is going to send out a burst of magic in your direction, Jacquette. Not really knowing what's there, and seeing nothing. He is just concerned. But I'm going to... Actually, no. I'm going to roll to see if he actually does that. I don't want to just do that. Concerned for his life and that there is someone attacking him from the shadows, he is not going to do what I just said. He is instead thinking that it was a ranged attack and is going to try to move where he thinks there's cover and he can attack Sass. He's gonna look at you, Sass.
And be like, hello.
Hello. And he just he just, because no one has done it yet, he is just going to yell out, "We are under attack! It's iron and mana!" Like in his mind, he thinks yelling this will turn into all of the people who betrayed them to like be like, "Oh, we have to fight." When realistically, what they're going to do is walk up to the nearest iron and mana person and surrender, unless Jacquette loses concentration. So, on you, Sass, he is going to use a Storm of Radiance. So I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, 7.
That is not going to pass.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Jesus Christ.
Gold.
Don't say that.
It's not fair
just
when
got
it
my
looks
hit
like
points back.
It's not fair
No,
when it looks like the
fucking hell, I
dice is
didn't-
top
No,
down,
you
beyond
know
the
when I
number.
say Jesus Christ, it means that I rolled low.
No, I don't. I thought you've used it in both situations, so I don't
That
know.
is a fair point. And
it's canon.
it's actually not that bad for me, not for you. All right, so that's so it's gonna be 18 radiant damage.
Okay.
And then 19 thunder damage.
No.
And you
It's fine.
are blinded and deafened while you're within this pillar of radiant energy. It's a 10-foot radius around you, 40 feet high. You can't cast spells with a verbal component either. And it's a concentration spell, so he's maintaining it. If you end your turn within the storm, you will you will take damage again. Well, you get a roll to see if you take damage again. Okay. Or if someone enters the spell's area. But that is that enforcer's turn. The other enforcer's going to attack you at range. You do have half cover from the wagon.
Is that plus
2.
2? That's plus 2.
But he does have advantage because you're blinded. Okay, that is going to be a 25 to hit.
That'll do it.
That'll be 15 force damage. Lucked out on that second attack. Was low on both for advantage. I don't think a 13 is going to hit. Okay. That is the end of the Enforcer's turn. Saskia, it is your turn. You are in this pillar of loud, thunderous, radiant energy.
I want to get out.
Okay.
Can I move so that I'm on the other? I mean, I can't see anything, so I'd like to attempt to move towards the other side of the wagon.
Yeah. No, it's just a funny thing to consider, like, blinded in these terms of, like, you can't really see, but, like, we're obviously looking at a battle map.
Yeah. Do you want me to roll to see if I do it? Roll.
Shannon, just cover your eyes, spin around, and point in a direction. That's the direction Sass goes.
Great, I can do that. I'll just spin around in my chair.
I'm actually going to ask you to roll something for this.
Okay.
Roll me a d6. Obviously, you're not going to run off the side of the cliff. You know that that's behind you.
6.
6. Okay.
You do a 360 and you go straight the way you were facing.
Yeah. Just run into the wagon.
You do run into the wagon.
Honestly, it's very on brand for Saskia.
But because you ran into the wagon, you could use it as a, like, I am here, I know where I am, and you are able to move around so that you're out of the storm. You do technically still have 10 more feet of movement, so if you want to keep moving along the wagon to go further south.
I want to be able to see the trick shots.
Oh, hold up. The second you got to where you are currently, you're not blinded anymore because you're not in the storm anymore.
Okay. So, but if I continue to move 10 feet, I'm not going to see the trick shots.
No, you would be in total cover, yeah.
Yeah, so what I'll do first is I will, we're going to do Eldritch Blast. Now question, do my bracers reset after short rest or long rest?
Long rest.
I think I have 1 charge left, if I'm not mistaken. I definitely know I used 2. Does anybody remember me using 3?
No. Do the bracers not have a way to mark that?
They don't because we added that as a function.
Oh, okay.
As a nerf.
Yeah. I don't believe you did because we used, I don't think, because we didn't use it when we did your turn for you because you stepped away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So I'm not going to use it now because I want to save it, but I was just planning. All right, so I'm going to do 2 shots at... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say we can fix that. We can make a custom item that has the actual charges on it.
That would be helpful, but we don't need to do it right now, obviously. All right, so you said the trick shots are bloody, right?
Yeah.
So I've made this mistake before where I don't concentrate and don't drop the person. So I'm going to do... Fucking hell. I'm going to do 2 shots on the one on the left.
Mm-hmm.
And one on the right.
Okay.
Oh, that was so close. Dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
11 points of blast damage. Force damage.
Okay. Still up.
Can you force him off?
Oh, yeah, remember?
I have repelling blast. That's right.
You can knock him off the back.
Great. I do that. Although,
Okay.
no, I'm not going to. I'm going to do that with this next one so I don't waste the shot.
Okay.
That was a 21 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Another
You don't even
11.
need to roll. Your modifier will kill him. So
All right.
the first one dies.
So great. I still want to push the body off so anybody back there will see a dead body fall.
Wilhelm scream.
Splat.
All right.
Roll for the last guy, and we'll push him off
Yeah.
too, because he'll take some
Great.
damage from that fall. That's a good.
Very nice. How about a 31?
Yeah, that'll hit.
That'll be 9 points of force damage, and I'll shove him off the edge too.
All right, Shannon.
Yeah.
Roll me 2d6.
You got it, boss.
All
Woo,
damage.
11.
He splats and dies.
Yay!
He cracks his skull on the stone pavement on the other side.
Good. I hope it spooks the people who are back there.
Saskia's playing medieval carnival games, just shooting them all off the ledge.
Yeah. You know what? You know what? You know what?
What?
I
What?
am gonna use my bonus action just to get this fucker in the middle, and another 3 shots.
Okay.
Was a 15 hit?
No, just misses.
How about an 18?
18 will hit.
Okay. That's gonna be 8 points of force damage.
Okay.
And I'm still gonna do, I'm gonna do my last one. 29 to hit. Blech. 6 points of force damage and another repelling blast.
Okay, roll me 2d6.
10.
Okay. He is still alive, but he's prone on the other side.
Great. Alright, then I'll use the final 10 feet to get behind the wagon.
Okay.
You and an owlbear.
I should have done this before Sass's turn, but on initiative count 20, but I didn't. Fyrn. You all would hear this, but Fyrn, you would immediately be like, oh shit. You would hear a horn bellow from the lighthouse district. You turn your head. You turn your head and look to the lighthouse district. Nothing's happening there, but you turn your head towards the bay, and you can see, and it now reaches you all, the sound of it, a loud whoom. As Fyrn, you would see something arcing up.
No.
And then see it hurtling towards this courtyard. This hunk of metal that has like fire trailing it. As it would land in the right where that flare went off.
Damn it.
So I'll need Saskia and Jacquette to give me dexterity saving throws.
Son of a bitch.
I think at the sight of this, like coming down, Fyrn would just start screaming and be like, "Look out!"
Oh yeah,
Hopefully give
it's
them
everybody.
help
You both
on
look
this,
up and see
like,
this thing
all
coming.
first. Maybe give them advantage.
Nope. Sass, what'd you get?
5.
Let's fail. Jacquette, what'd you get?
20.
Jacquette, you succeed, so you only take half damage.
I take no damage, so.
Ah!
Fucking rogues.
It's been a hot second since I could do that.
Okay. Saskia, you take 14 bludgeoning damage and 11 fire damage. Sorry, I'm looking for a particular thing. Whatever. I can't find it now, but it'll be on the battle app next week. But basically, a crater forms there. And then rising from that crater
Awesome.
is a large machina rises.
Septimus!
Sorry, they launched a machina at us.
Yup.
Yes, they launched a machina at you. And because it's late, that is where we're going to end tonight. And pick this up next week.
Bum bum bum.
Pum, 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 pum,
All right, friends. Thank you for hanging out with us. We will catch you all in the world next week. Thank you. Good night.